Hello, my friends. I am Ventox, your resident Fate Phantom fanatic, and it feels like we were just here, doesn't it? Like we just left off, like not even a couple hours ago. Well, we're back. We are going to be continuing our blitz through Lostbelt 7. I don't think I will be finishing the full extent of the story that we have access to tonight, but I'm just going to be making progress, and then I'm going to have another stream Tuesday, going to have another stream Thursday, and I think, unless we hit any major roadblocks or there's a whole lot more fragments than I expect, I think we'll be able to catch up pretty soon. How long do you plan on going is the question? Maybe 2 hours or so. You know, normal stream length, I think, probably. So, it'll kind of depend on how motivated I'm feeling, if I get very tired, if my voice gets very fatigued. Probably 2 more sections then, yeah, exactly. What does 22 orts mean? So we are counting how many times the word ort is said.
Gao Gao, Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you very much for the Gao derp. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sorry you couldn't be here for the appearance of your favorite character, but we definitely did enjoy her hanging out. Here for a short amount of time. Yeah, you said you had to catch a flight or something? Yeah. Even if just this section, you still made good progress today. I mean, yeah, we started today not having finished Section 2, so we finished the last era of Section 2, and then Sections 3, 4, 5, and 6 all together in one day. If I finish Section 7, like, that's half of the Lostbelt's currently accessible stuff right there. So, I know what you guys are here for, though. Like, yeah, Fake Grand Order's fun and everything, but we've got Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket to go through. I have only 2 cards in the base set that I'm missing from the Mystical Island set, so we are going to go ahead and open up a pack. This is on a different phone, so we're just doing this the old-fashioned way. I'm just going to go ahead and stop on a random pack. We're going to go with this one right here. Now, the cards that I'm looking for in this set are a Sigilif and a Pokeflute. Those are the only 2 basic ones that I need. So, let's see what we get. Oh, hang on, this is backwards. Oh no, okay. I can't see what that is. What is that? Oh, it's a Vaporeon. I love Vaporeon. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna turn my other light off for a second, see if this... Nope, that doesn't help. What if I turn the brightness down on this phone? No, that doesn't work because Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket just doesn't care. Alright, cool. Well, we've got a Vaporeon. Joltik, I think? Pidgey? Stonjourner? Morlul. Nah, no luck. If anybody out there gets a Sigilif or a Pokeflute, let me know so that I can do a Wonder Pick off of you. At least trading should come this month, yeah. I wonder if Vent would play Pokemon Unite one day. I did actually play Pokemon Unite when it came out. I was a Gengar main. Gengar happens to be my favorite Pokemon, so like, of course. And I had a lot of fun with it. I thought Gengar was very strong, though. Like, I barely ever lost any games at all. And it didn't quite have the depth at that time to keep me going. So, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do our daily friend point summon as we always do. We'll recap what we did in our last stream, which was quite a bit. I'll do my best to condense the story down, and then we press forward. Yeah, I got a foe. I'll take that. Alright, so, Lostbelt 7. Where did we leave off? Well, when we started our stream earlier today, we were taking down the River Guardian King Protea, who had been corrupted by one of our own command spells, weaponized against us by Kamazotes. We paired up with Grigory Rasputin / Father Kotomine, who tore off the mask that was possessing her, basically. We destroyed the mask, she just kind of sunk back into the water and is forgotten forever. We make our way to Chichen Itza, the city of the dinosaurs, and we go to try and talk to the Dinosaur King. Then he is not accessible to us because the priest who is blocking our path hates Tepeu because he's a petty son of a gun. So we leave, and we're like, well, we'll have to come up with something else. It's a good thing that tomorrow is the soccer tournament. The literal, just, you know, football tournament. and the winner gets an audience with the Dinosaur King. So we get onto a soccer team and go participate in the tournament, and then we win, but then the king is like, hey, you guys aren't dinosaurs, you're humans. And then he sends a giant evil warrior dinosaur out to kill us, and then we fight the warrior dinosaur, and then the warrior dinosaur is like, I don't want to fight anymore, I have found love, and then he proposes to you, Olga Marie. We never see the resolution to that, by the way, so I'm just gonna assume the two of them are engaged and that the wedding is sometime later in the second section of the Lostbelt. So then the king is like, all right, fine, whatever, I'll meet with you. And then the king is revealed to be some boy that we found in the woods like the day before. And so he's like, hey, I'm actually Tezcatlipoca, and you guys suck and I hate you, but you won, so I'm gonna let you guys get across the Great Plains. So then we leave and we're like, thanks, dude. And then he's like, yeah, I hate you. And then we make our way to the Great Plains, getting ready to cross it. Meanwhile, we get a flashback to what had happened at the crash site about maybe 4 days ago, where they were working on repairing the ship and tending to Nemo's wounds when Tezcatlipoca, not the same Tezcatlipoca, a different Tezcatlipoca, showed up with, what was his name? Is Kalal? Something like that? Some warrior guy. And they're like, ha ha ha, we're gonna kill you all now, ha ha ha. And then Nido Chris is like, no. And so Nido Chris kind of fights them off, and Kali, thank you. Kali is like, but that wasn't even my true power. And then Nido Chris was like, but that was also not my true power. And then someone else comes up out of absolutely nowhere and bodies Nido Chris, basically just kills her, except doesn't deal the finishing blow because she's like, I want you to suffer. And that person is Tlaloc, the god of rain. And then she's like, hey brother Tezcatlipoca, let's go do more heinous things. And then he's like, okay, cool, little sister. And then he shoots her in the head, and then she just falls down, and then Iskali is like, bro, why did you do that? And he's like, because I wanted to. And so then the two of them steal the storm border, kidnap most of the staff, and then leave. Oh yeah, and Mounier died. Mounier got shot through the heart, and then Tezcatlipoca was like, well, dang, I was aiming for his head. And then he shoots him in the head, and he's like, well, dang, I was aiming for his heart. So I guess Mounier is just, like, gone. I'm gonna assume that that's not gonna be real and that this was, like, a fake Mounier or something. But, like, if that's just how Mounier dies, then on one hand, I really respect it. And on the other hand, like, man, the disrespect to our man Jingle, right? Mounier died. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's dead. I don't know if it was fake. Like, he's just a regular human, and he got straight up shot through the heart and the brain. So, if that was the real Mounier, it's going to be hard for him to come back from that one. So, we're going to go ahead and jump now back into Guns, War, and Death. And one other thing about Lostbelt 7 is it breaks capture cards. So every time I enter a map, I have to unplug the HDMI from my capture card and plug it back in. You people entered an outside nation in a battleship. That's an act of war, no matter your reasons. And the Oselame don't take prisoners of war. They kill every enemy who invades their territory. Oh, yo, Wakchan is with us. This is the dinosaur. This is you, Olga Marie's husband. Or fiance, I guess.
Are you sure you want to go so fast? I'm impressed you guys aren't falling off of me.
It's fine. We're used to all kinds of transport. Just please keep going as fast as you can.
Got it! Boy, you humans are really adaptable. I like that. Oh, but don't get the wrong idea, Olga. Of course I like you the most.
Don't worry, I wasn't listening to you anyway. She's just a tsundere, don't worry about it. More importantly, are you doing okay, Marine? I can at least carry you on my back if you need. Don't worry, I'm totally fine with all the swaying, but thank you for your concern, Madam President.
Aren't you going to offer me the same consideration, young miss? Especially since I'm the only member of humanity here who is still on foot, running at 60 kilometers per hour.
You're running with your arms crossed and you aren't even breathing hard. You're fine.
I'm so sorry. If I were just a little bigger, I could carry some of you myself instead of having you do all the work, Wak-chan. Don't worry about it, Tepeyu. This kind of manual labor's right up my alley. It's a lot easier than being a warrior.
Wak-chan, Olga, Marine love triangle? Here's the thing. Marine is so oblivious to you, Olga Marie's affections right now that it can barely be called a triangle.
I just wish my beloved Olga had let me give her a ride too. Let's see, you're headed to the jungle across the plains, near the second underworld, right? We should get there while the sun's out, as long as nothing gets in our way. But why the big rush?
Because our friends might be in danger. They said there was nothing to worry about in our last transmission, but... Calm down, Mash. Everything's fine. It's fine. Nobody's been shot. Nobody's been murked by a rain god. Nobody's been kidnapped. You just have an overactive imagination. I'm seeing 10, 20 life forms. I can make out a big hunk of metal and some human shapes. But Ventox said there were only 12 humans in Chaldea. The numbers don't add up. And then there are the corpses. How long have they ceased functioning? Ventox, Mash, I can see the storm border in the jungle up ahead. I can warp over there from now on my own. I can warp over there now on my own if you want. Oh, yes, please, that seems like a bad idea. Yeah, okay. Like, that seems like a genuinely horrible idea for her to just, like, warp ahead on her own while the rest of Chaldea doesn't know that she has amnesia. Senpai? We can't let her meet Director Gordolf without a heads up, exactly. Oh, right. I almost forgot that we were originally enemies. Okay, if you say so. Just don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, I think I probably missed a stream. How did the KP fight go in the end? When I switched to meta servants, it ended up going fine. Go figure. Yeah, it turns out that having Castoria and Oberon and Phantom... I refuse to believe this. No, okay. Here's why this is fine. They're actually dead, but Tezcatlipoca's gonna let them come back to life later. Oh. I'm so stressed right now, guys. I'm so stressed. My favorite characters are in danger. It's fine, they're just faking it. Yeah, that's it. It's all an act. It's all a ruse. I really respect the abruptness of that battle transition. Like, the music never changing, it just booms straight into it. Like, I respect that a lot. Oh, that is not okay. Nobody's using any of their voice lines too. Oh, the weight of this is killing me. It couldn't have been Kadok? I have Kadok dying on my bingo board. I didn't have Gordolf dying. Oh. Ah. Tezcatlipoca's going down. The Phase of Grief speedrun denial bargaining. By the way, have you finally watched Wicked? I have not yet. I need to still, but my schedule has been a little bit too tight. I've been very packed for the last couple of weeks. I did watch Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which was an excellent film, honestly. I had so much fun watching that film, and I'm biased. I'm not in a position where I can objectively analyze the film because I am a fan of, like, that era of Sonic. But, like, it was fun. Vent was not ready to let go of Meunier. No, Meunier can just stay dead. That's fine. I don't care. Like, I like Meunier. He's fine. But Gordolf is the one that I care about here. I want to watch Wallace and Gromit. I'm surprised that Wallace and Gromit is still alive, to be honest. It's been a long time, I think, since the last one. Personally, I hold Iskali more on this than Tez. I mean, all of this is in Tez's name. I like these voice lines. Wait, don't shoot them yet. I'm assuming this is Iskali. Bloodthirsty fiends. Can't you tell you can't kill them? Those were servants. They must be what's left of a Chaldea. You're what they call a master, right? That was some fine commanding, but you've got tunnel vision. Or were you so overcome by the sight of your friends' corpses that you lost your head? You left your back unguarded, fool. Yep. Oh, you are going down, my guy. Marine, what are you doing over there? I'm sorry. They caught me and tied my hands behind my back, too. Shut up. Open your mouth again, and I'll kill you like I killed everyone else on this ship. You're just a tool I'm using to torment that man over there. You don't need to be intact for that. Hold it right there, woman. One step, and I'll kill them all, starting with him. Lucky for you, I'm willing to talk first. Now listen up. I am Iskali, leader of the Oselame, and king of Mexico City. What is your name, master? Go on, I want to hear it before I kill you. I'll even inscribe it in Mictlan's chronicles as the last dying gasp of your pathetic proper human history. They've done a good job introducing a genuinely detestable character. I cannot think of another time in Fate Grand Order's history where I have been so eager to put someone in their place. This man is going down, and he is going to deserve every second of my wrath that he gets. I hate Nasu, same. To be fair, I don't think that this Lostbelt has a concept of geography, considering that it's an underground world that is underneath Pangea. Like, conventional geography just does not square with the physics of this world. More like these places have just been named for Central and South American locales. I am Iskali, leader of the Oselame and king of Mexico City. What is your name, master? Go on, I want to hear it before I kill you. Yeah, that's right, you tell him, master. So you're refusing. I see. I'm incredibly thrilled to hear that. Truth to tell, I never cared about your name. Tezcatlipoca said we should pay respect to warriors willing to risk their own lives, but you're an exception. Why would I owe any respect to savages from proper human history who came here to destroy my world?
Why should I pay any respect to the dinos, stomping around Mictlan like they own the place? This is war. There's no room for warriors' pride here. All that matters is destroying invaders like you. Listen up, summon one servant, even start summoning one, and I kill him. But if you just stand there, do nothing, and let us kill you, he goes free. I'm a man of my word. Once I make a promise, I always keep it. But the choice is yours. You die by our hand either way. Now, will you do it with a weapon in hand or no? It doesn't matter to me. The only thing that changes is how painful your death will be. Now, let's begin, master of proper human history. I look forward to seeing you reveal what a monster you are by throwing your comrade's life away. In this quest, 1 through 3 servants can be set. This quest can be started even if there aren't 3 servants as a starting member. I mean, I gotta try. I gotta try at least, right? I do want to check one thing, though. Darn it. So I can't Phantom Solo. I was genuinely curious if the game would have a state for refusing to do the battle and going in with no servants, as in, like, adhering to his request and not summoning any servants. That does not appear to be an option. So I have to have Mash, so at best I can get a Mash and Phantom duo. Technically, we don't summon Mash. Oh, that's true. That is true. Well, the rules are the rules, so I'm sorry, Nemo Marine, but your life is forfeit because the game has decided that I am allowed to bring Phantom of the Opera for this one. Given how no one cares about this guy character-wise and how his design sucks, it's safe to say he's stuck in NPC jail forever. It's only NPC jail if people actually want him. I mean, they did have unique dialogue for Fallen Cadex Advice and Trom. I don't remember what the trigger for that was. Can you remind me? You know, maybe I should have done Innocent Monster there. Oh well, this is fine. Come on, Mash, show me the Buster crit. Nice. If you only brought 3 servants versus more in a fight, that was it, that was it. Only 2 servants instead of 3, yeah, that was it. Because he was like, oh, you'll burn your energy if you summon more than 2 servants. Oh, hang on. He still does the thing. Okay, if I had charmed him and removed the buff there, I think it would have worked. I just need to get another Christine ready, and then I think I can break his bar. I can let him heal this turn, that's fine. Ah, boo! Boo! I killed Nemo Marine for a fake out boss fight? No. Yes, that's it. You have my thanks. Trust me when I say that I'm a man of my word. I guess I goofed it up again. Sorry for being nothing but trouble right up to the end. Don't worry about me. And no need to tell the captain either. This kind of thing happens all the time. Brutal, man. Oh, this guy is going down. He is going to get his just desserts.
Obviously I am coping big hard that these characters are not actually going to end this story dead. I do not want to see Gordolf gone forever. But, like, if that ends up being the case, I would have mad respect for the writing. For taking characters that we think are generally safe and just killing them and saying, you are wrong. Nobody is safe here. Good luck. Really? Then I'll stay behind too. I don't want to leave you all by yourself. I mean, they killed Da Vinci in the prologue. That's true. That is true. And I respected that as well. Like, from a writing perspective, especially for something that is as long-running as Fate Grand Order is, I really appreciate it when the writers have the guts to actually commit to killing off main characters. When the writers can say, hey, these characters are never going to live to see the completion of their goals. They're never going to get fully fleshed out character arcs because this world doesn't care. Because the bad guys don't care. The bad guys are not invested in seeing Gordolf finish his arc. The bad guys are not invested in seeing Mounier, you know, continue to be a funny haha sidekick character. The bad guys are ruthless, badass pieces of shit, and they are going to kill to get what they want. And if they did that in order to actually evoke a genuine emotional reaction in me personally, that worked. And I am so ready to see Iskali go down. However, I think given the nature of this specific story, I don't expect that that's going to be the case. Jungle, jungle, steady as she goes. Hello, it's me, Marine. I'm gonna make a nice comfy cottage out of super big leaves. Something bumming you out? Oh, I see. Don't worry, this cottage is gonna be big enough for both of us. You want to get out of the sun too, right, Yuo? I'm fine. This is not enough sunlight exposure to be a problem for me. Why did you stay behind? Are you keeping an eye on me? So you don't mind being alone, Yuo? Would you rather I left you be? No, you're right. It is more productive if you're here. I mean, you're building a cottage right now and doing a pretty good job from the looks of it. Right? That's because Captain Nemo has a lot of experience adventuring. Like I said earlier, Marines are the ones who keep things clean, carry cargo, do maintenance, and stand watch. So I'm really good at this sort of thing, and it's lots of fun too. Oh, do you like hammocks, Yuo? Or maybe you'd like a bath? I could get some stones from the river Protea was in to make a tub, but... well, that won't work here in the jungle. Too bad we don't have a big metal barrel or something. What's a bath? It's how we clean our bodies. Everyone always gets really grungy out on missions, but there's nothing we can do about it as it happens. All we can do is wait until we can take a shower when we're back at the border. But you're not grungy at all, are you, Yuo? Different story for me and Ventox and everyone else. It kind of seems like nothing could ever get you dirty or tired. Oh? Well, excuse me for being so different from you Earthlings. Why'd you say that? I think it's great how you always stay so clean. But you really should try taking a bath if you ever get the chance. Even if you're already clean, they still feel great. That is true. Very good for your muscles, actually. Hey, Marine. Yes? Ventox told me there's a bunch of other Marines just like you. Is that true? How does that work? Oh, that? Well, we're basically like clones of heroic spirit named Captain Nemo. It's like if different parts of his personality got turned into a bunch of servants. He uses something Atlas alchemists call memory partition to create us. So Captain Nemo, our base, is like our leader, and we're all copies of him. There are also clones like Nurse and Professor, but there's only one of each of them. The Marines like me are basically a colony that divides up Captain's sailing experience between all 24 of us. There are 24 of you, but you're the only one here. The rest are on the border. I was trusted with keeping Ventox safe, So when I saw him fall out of the ship, I jumped out after him. I knew I'd figure something out, and here we are. Oh, so that's why you're so weak in combat. You've only got 1/24th of your original fighting capability. Heading out? Alright, have a good night, Derp. Thanks for dropping by, and thank you again for the Gao. I appreciate it. I'm impressed you've gotten this far like that. You must want to get back to the border so you can return to your old self. It doesn't work like that. We haven't divided our spirit origin among ourselves, and it's not like we get stronger if we all gather in one place. We were made to be disposable. We can't get stronger, really. So that's why there are 24 of us. This way we can lose a few during this long Grand Order voyage and still be okay. If Marine A dies, Marine B can take his place. If Marine B dies, Marine C can do the same, and so on. That's how it works for us. We can all do the same job, so any of us can disappear, and the work still gets done. Really? But even if you have the same abilities, aren't your personalities different? Wow, you got what I was talking about right away! Yeah, like I said, we're a colony. So we act like the same person when we're all together to keep things easier. But there are some slight differences between us. For instance, I'm the biggest crybaby. My knees are always shaking whenever Chaldea's on a mission, but I do my best to ignore it and match the other Marines. But there aren't any other Marines around right now, so I can just be myself, which is kinda nice. Though it's a little weird to be the only one of me around. Well, I'm glad to hear you're just a copy. Life here in Mictlan can't be easy for you being so weak. But as long as the original Captain Nemo is around, you can always come back to life. That's an excellent means of survival. Yeah, you're right. So I don't mind being weak. As long as the other Marines are still around, I'm sure everyone will remember me even if I disappear. That color. He was lying. Though, to be honest, protecting Ventox is way too big a job for me. I wish I could fight like Captain. I mean, I'm a Chaldean servant too. I don't know much about servants, but there are a bunch of different kinds, right? Maybe you can't fight, but you have other skills. So why don't you hide with Tepeyu next time there's a battle? Besides, I enjoy fighting anyway. Hey, yeah! You're on the Earth-saving team with us now, aren't you? Thanks again for protecting us, Madam President. If it helps, you've got my support. Good. You'd better be grateful. When elections roll around, make sure to vote for me. But are you saying you should... Are you sure you should put so much trust in me? All I know about myself is my name. What do you mean? That's exactly why I trust you. That's all you remember, and you still saved me. Sure, you're kind of scary, foul-mouthed, and you've got a short fuse, but you're also so responsible. I really admire people who face what they can do and what they need to do head-on, even if it means they'll be the only ones having a hard time. So I'm glad you're sticking with us. It makes me want to follow your example. Though, like I said, we Marines can't learn or grow. I see. Well, why not try your best anyway? I can help you if you need it. Okay. I know I might just be a burden at this point, especially since I can't fight. If nothing else, though, I'll make sure I don't slow you down. Thanks for all your support, Olga Marie. Why are you live again? This is madness because I want to make progress and I want to not be blindsided by gacha banners whenever they come live. And since we don't know when that's going to happen, I've just got to blitz it. Plus, if I wasn't doing this, if I wasn't streaming, I'd be sitting on my couch doing nothing, and I'd rather at least feel like I'm doing something productive with my weekend. What? Now you want to kill us? Oh boy, I wanted to kill you since the minute I met you, boy. What, because you're angry? That's nonsense. I knew you people had things all wrong. And what is it that you think we've got wrong? Getting so angry over a compatriot dying, grieving like that? It's absurd. Oselome would never do that. Death is normal to us. Expected. We could never kill each other if that wasn't the case. Killing is only permitted for us because we see all life as equal. Oh, really now? So you don't mourn your compatriots' deaths? Of course not. If we cared so much for our compatriots, we would never be able to wage war.
But you people from proper human history are so caught up in mourning death, like it's your salvation or something. Most intelligent beings would realize their enemies are just like them, and so wouldn't be able to kill them. I respect the commentary happening right here. People who hold any care for others in their hearts don't wage war. How could they? But the truth is, that's not how you disgusting people of proper human history do things at all. All that imagination and you can think of nothing but killing each other. How can you explain away a contradiction like that? You people are fundamentally flawed, even before we start talking about things like good and evil. I can't argue with that. Original sin or not, humans certainly remain imperfect. So what about you, Oselame, then? Are you truly Jaguar warriors who know nothing of love or hate? Yes, we're nothing like you monsters from proper human history. Our emotions are reserved for our god, Tezcatlipoca, and for him alone. His joy is our joy. His grief is our grief. In the face of his anger, we can only tremble in fear. No matter how many of us die or how many of our enemies we kill, our god will rage or mourn as he chooses. That is how war is meant to be waged. Otherwise, humans' very existence would be too sinful to suffer.
Is that your excuse for...
Pathetic. Is that all you have to say for yourself? Fine then, if you're so obsessed with gods, I'll kill you with my own 2 godly hands. What? Ah! Impossible! Tezcatlipoca himself chose this body. How could it fall apart like this? Our side is in the right. How could we lose to them? What just world could possibly allow this? I don't buy that either. This guy's not dead. This guy is just moved to a different body. How'd Dino Soccer go? Dino Soccer went well. We won. And we got to face off against you Olga Marie's team. And we got to face off against a very funny big dinosaur. I'm sorry. I went too far there. That was no way for the ruler of this planet to behave. I like her with the bangs down. So Marine should be back soon, right? He said there were a bunch of other Marines just like him. Right, he said that as long as Nemo's alive, he should be able to come back to life. I see. So that's what he told you? Then we don't need to grieve for him. We'll get to see him again real soon. So if it spares everyone sadness over being gone, he'd rather they all forget him. He always put everyone ahead of himself. That's why he had a smile on his face when he lied about coming back to life. And to think, after all that, he still called himself weak. Farewell, crybaby Marine. You were a servant all your own. You had as strong a heart as any servant could ever hope for. Among the many, 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 many things that I like about this Lostbelt, I really like that the relationship that is having a deep impact on you, Olga Marie, who is... pardon me. Who is fundamentally like a villain character. Like, she's the antagonist here, right? I really like that the relationship that is having an impact on her is with a side character. I like that it's temporary and not with, like, the main character. It's not the main cast. It's not that, like, I am some special boy who, just by knowing me, every person can become better and can have a change of heart. It is, you know, every combination of people is unique and distinct, and the bond between person A and person B is not going to be the same as between person B and person C. And I like seeing that happen divorced from us. I still don't like how basically almost no villain is a villain. Like, they just brush off what these guys are doing and their threat. As a wider critique of the Nasuverse, I fully agree, actually. And that's why I enjoy characters like Domon so much.
As unfortunate as it is, I am afraid this is the reality of our situation. Casualties are inevitable in times of war. What happened to Marine is a shame, but for what it's worth, Kali's physical abilities are on par with a servant. He hid his presence expertly and struck at the weakest member of our group. But that should have been me. Of this whole group, I am the one least suited to combat. Marine would never take part in a battle anyway. Why would that man have done such a thing to a non-combatant? Being Dinos, you and Wakchan are as strong as a typical servant. You just have no real will to fight. If you changed your mind and decided to defend the others, you would be a formidable obstacle. On the other hand, Marine had the necessary will to fight, but lacked almost any capacity to actually do so. In war, one of the most effective tactics is to attack those providing support from the rear, who are also least able to defend themselves. Kali did exactly that, much like someone from proper human history would. And the result is as we see. Marine is gone. All Chaldea's staff aboard the border are...
Hey look! Ventox and Mash are here! Woohoo! Welcome back! You're right! They've got dinosaurs with them, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Commander Gordolf! Commander Gordolf! Oh! Oh! Oh, my blood pressure! I feel it spiking! Okay. So, what's going on then? Why the fake bodies? Stop thinking. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So I don't have context for this relief. Yes, it very much looked like Gordolf and the rest died, to the point where we saw their bloody corpses.
Keep it down, will you? Do you want the Ocelame to start attacking us again? Hey! Hey, it's you two! You're okay, you're really okay!
Director Gordolf? You're all okay?
Right, I suppose this rather grisly sight must have given you the impression of quite a tragic end for us all. But take a closer look. What seem to be our dead bodies is in truth no more than a bit of magecraft trickery. Not to say we didn't come dangerously close to winding up exactly like that. Fortunately, between our natural luck, good karma, and not a little quick thinking, we got out alive. Then we barricaded ourselves in the border's hangar, since its armor is heavy enough to stand up to even most servants. For the next few days, we fended off the Ocelame's relentless assault. And just when it seemed like we were about to run out of rations and starve to death, we heard a booming thunderclap outside the ship. Marines ran outside to see what had happened, and... well, here we are. I never dreamed you and Mash were responsible for it. Well done getting rid of the Ocelame, my boy. Once again, your experience as master and servant has paid off tremendously.
Not at all. I'm just glad to see that you handled things so well. Senpai and I have been out of our minds with worry ever since we heard you might have been under attack. Okay, so like... Well, that will be because someone was kind enough to swoop in and save them when the Oselame had them surrounded. A certain mysterious beauty who let herself into this Lostbelt as soon as she sensed humanity was in crisis. Amamovich is alive? And raced through the jungle on her beloved motorcycle, arriving in just in time to blow the Oselame. Hello? I love Lostbelt 7! Oh, that's right. Vitch did just go to space. Well, I thought she was written out of the story. Yay! Lostbelt 7's even better than it was 10 minutes ago. We traded Nemo Marine for Koyanskaya, and I am so happy right now. That is the best trade-up we could have gotten. That's right. This is the handiwork of one Tomamovich Koyanskaya. I'm gonna make a little adjustment to my lighting. Hopefully wash me out a little bit less. There we go.
Wait, you're residents of this world, yes? We are Chaldea, and we come in peace. I'll admit that we haven't always been in a position to coexist with other Lostbelts thus far, but that isn't the case this time. Our only objective here is to investigate a entity known as Ort.
Ort counter, baby!
We have no wish to fight you, we only want to engage in peaceful discussion.
So you still want to negotiate with us even after we've killed one of your men and taken some of your compatriots away. Heartless. I like it. You know how to weigh the lives of those under your command. That makes you a strong leader, just like me.
Don't you dare compare us. I'm just doing what I can to get Meunier to the infirmary as soon as possible.
I appreciate your faith, Gordolf, but this man has been shot through the skull and through the heart.
Oh good. Then lower your guns, will you? As you can see, we are unarmed. And we haven't had we can't have a proper discussion at gunpoint.
But you're still a blonde outsider, so die before you learn anything more of our world. What was that?
It's you!
Long time no see, Your Excellency! Luckily for you, I, Koyanskaya of Light, sensed Chaldea's crisis and came to provide my services. What? Don't look at me like that. I got here as fast as I possibly could, you know.
Another servant. Never mind her for now. Kill the humans first.
My feelings toward him haven't changed, by the way, just because these people are still alive. My, I see Tezcatlipoca trained you soldiers well, but... it seems he didn't provide you with much of a variety of modern weaponry. I'm surprised you don't have even a single smoke grenade.
What's the meaning of this? Are you really Koyanskaya? How do I know we can trust you not to shoot us in the back?
Save the questions for later. Right now, I think it would be best if you evacuated to the border. Thanks to these darling rabbit ears of mine, I'm already up to date on what's going on. You sound a bit tired, that or you don't feel like giving proper emotion to his collie. First of all, I don't think he has much emotion to give, but definitely tired. I'm going into hour 7 of streaming today, so it's definitely starting to fatigue. It's unfortunate I couldn't rescue all of you. But on behalf of NFF Services, I'll make absolutely sure you don't suffer any more losses.
Absolutely sure. Yeah.
So streaming again tomorrow? Nah, tomorrow's D&D Monday, but Tuesday, yes.
And there you have it. Koyanskaya once attacked Finis Chaldea, and has been an enemy of Novum Chaldea for a long time. We eventually defeated her immature beast form in Tunguska, thereby ending our long feud with her. While the reasons for this evil beauty's sudden decisions to save us will forever remain a mystery,
Mystery? Every self-respecting beast knows favors, however small, must be repaid. That's the whole reason I became a servant. I'm here to put you into debt and make money off of you. Is it truly so hard to believe my pride might lead me to assert dominance over you by ensuring you owe me at least twice as much as I owe you?
Nodding as if to say absolutely believable. She can assert dominance over me any day, baby.
Not sure I'd buy that, especially coming from a fox. Beast, that is, who wants to return a favor. So now that we've covered your reasons, how are you actually going to go about doing that?
Pull out the contract. Alas, the contract has been lost to time because I couldn't keep track of it while I was moving. I still have the file, actually. I'll look for it later, but I do still have the document. Contract. Yes, that was my catalyst for summoning Koyanskaya of the Light, was I just straight up wrote out a full contract and signed it, and that was my catalyst.
Maybe you have the ability to manifest somewhere on your own, but you still shouldn't have been able to show up here at this time without some sort of connection. So what the heck did you use to let yourself manifest here? What did I use? Why, that of course would be...
Gordolf's nipple. Your shirt's glowing, Doctor.
Why are you looking at me like that? Yes, my inside jacket's a bit warm for some reason, but... yeah, nothing to see here. Nope, nothing at all. Now quit staring, will you?
But Commander Gordolf, your right pectoral is glowing bright red.
A laser pointer, maybe. Nothing you need to be concerned with.
You still have that lipstick, Director. I mean, I would keep it too.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why, you stupid, stupid thing!
Oh, I just remembered Shion mentioned something about this. She said the lipstick you threw to the floor back then never showed up in the trash can.
Yes, that's right. I snuck back in and grabbed it later. You might think it foolish of me. Believe me, I do too, but it just didn't feel right to throw it away simply because it had been a trap. One day, you two will understand wanting to hold on to something that turned out to be part of a trap because you still remember how happy you felt falling for it. Or how it feels to have an object remind you of when you were popular with the ladies. Now please just leave it at that!
You know what? Fair enough. Let's move on. Hey, without that lipstick, you guys would probably be dead right now.
Indeed. If you hadn't held on to that lipstick, Your Excellency, I would still be dozing off in the Tunguska woods, blissfully unaware Chaldea was in danger. So now do you understand how and why I'm here?
Yes, well, in many ways, I am just as responsible for the attack on Finis Chaldea. And eventually, I'll need to make amends for that. But right now, we still have an emergency to deal with, and we need all hands on deck, whoever they might belong to. So while I understand you may have difficulty trusting such a shady servant, I hope you can give her a chance.
A chance? I've already given her 5 grails, dude. Several hundred Saint Quartz.
What do you mean? Hello, Mr. Gordolf. I believe this is our first time speaking to each other since Chaldea Base. Allow me to come right to the point. I have agreed to join Ventox on his adventure. I look forward to working with you. Rasputin? Have you lost your mind, Ventox? I don't know what kind of trap he's laid out for you this time, but you want him to join us? I hope you're not truly ready to begin doubting Ventox's sanity just yet. For you see, he's also recruited a much bigger and far more wonderful guest than myself. You, Olga Marie! That's the sound of him passing out, by the way. Between this and the fake hair product commercial that came out during the JP New Year's broadcast, the what now? Hold up, back up, what? I haven't heard about this. Gordolf X Vich ship, excuse you, Gordolf is not allowed to take my place.
I'll show you. Give me a sec. That's something that needs to see. Okay, we'll finish this arrow, and then I need to check this out. As long as there's no spoilers for JP.
What in the world?
So I have my emulator running on my alt account so that I can get friend points, and because it just hit the daily rollover, my computer decided to notify me that Benny Enma is on raid up. I don't care, thank you.
What in the world were you two thinking, bringing our greatest adversary along with you? Rasputin I can understand, truth be told. I always thought that he was the most reasonable of the foreign god's disciples. But you, Olga Marie, of all beings, don't you know what she...
Well, about that. Maybe we know, but she doesn't.
Amnesia? So you say she only remembers her name and having come here from outer space?
They had a bunch of parody commercials for the New Year's. Okay, I'm gonna open this up in a new tab. Ooh, the thumbnail is encouraging. 20 seconds. Aw, boo.
And as long as we don't tell her she's the foreign god, we might be able to reconcile with her. Peacefully? That's preposterous. I don't care how many times she has helped you so far. I will never accept help from her. I don't trust her, and I have zero desire to befriend her. Sure, we might be able to avoid jogging her memory at the moment. But note that I will be taking all appropriate measures against her. Understood?
I mean, that's fair. Like, trying to keep a secret that big is walking a very, very fine line for a very long time, and that ice is gonna get thinner and thinner as time goes on. I'm gonna go sleep for now. Good night, Sen Poppy. Thank you for dropping by.
Don't say foreign god, don't say foreign god, don't say foreign god!
And that's everything that's happened to us since we arrived, Director Gordolf. At the moment, Tepe is touring the border, and Wak-chan is outside resting up.
I see. Normally I would congratulate you on a job well done, but as you can see, things are in shambles here. First of all, the storm border is wrecked. A mysterious armed militia abducted Da Vinci, Shion, Kadok, and Captain Nemo. At present, only 9 of Chaldea's staff are at the border, myself included, as well as 15 members of the Nemo series, which are now acting independently. These include 11 Marines, nurse, baker, professor, and engineer. Finally, we have Koyanskaya and Nidokris, who is slowly recovering from nearly fatal injury. For a total of 26 personnel at all. Until now, we weren't able to use either the command room or the infirmary since we were holed up in the hangar. But thanks to you, we can now.
Can the border really hold a Dinos? He must be real heavy. I mean, they said that, like, the hangar was sturdy enough to withstand, like, the strength of a servant. So I would think just the density of a dinosaur should be fine.
Of course, even that doesn't do us much good, since we still don't have the power restored.
Hey, you Olga Marie. What? You think I got the count wrong? I didn't. That's still 12 kinds of beings, right?
Wait, were you counting the whole Nemo series as a single person, you Olga Marie?
Of course, I mean, they're all the same spirit origin, right? So I saw them all as being part of a single servant. Though I don't see them that way now. Anyway, more importantly, what's the meaning of this, Ventox and Mash? This isn't like what you told me at all. I had the impression Chaldea was an organization dedicated to saving Earth, which is why I agreed to help. So what's with that guy? Why is he so obviously hostile to me? Does this mean Earthlings are too stupid to recognize how great I am?
Look who's talking. You're the one who just declared yourself President of Earth. We will never rely on aliens for aid. Besides, who do you think did this to the storm border in the first place?
I don't understand. You're aware I rule this planet, but you're openly defying me. That makes no sense. More importantly, I can't let what you said about the storm border pass. Who did do this to your ship? Tell me who it was, and I'll get them back for it.
Is she serious? Oh, what should I do? Young miss, given Commander Gordolf's position, we can hardly blame him for being wary of us, since we did join their journey only recently. Perhaps assistance offered in good faith would help win his trust. Oh, well said, Father Kotomine. How nice having those devilish oratory skills on our side for once.
My presence alone should be more than enough to warrant his trust. But okay, I'll take your advice. So, what exactly did you have in mind?
I passed by the infirmary on my way here, and couldn't help but notice a member of your staff in dire need of treatment, Commander Gordolf. Huh? You mean you can help him? You can actually save his life? I can't say anything for sure without taking a closer look, but I have faith in the Lord.
Alright, so let me make sure I'm getting this right. 4 days ago, Jingle Mounier was shot with a gun through the heart, did not immediately die, was then shot through the skull, and did not immediately die. Has been kept alive for 4 straight days. Magecraft? Nuh-uh. Ain't nobody here that good at Magecraft. To be fair, have you heard about Rasputin's death IRL? I mean, that's the most famous part of Rasputin's story. Like, Rasputin is a badass, and that's part of the reason why I've always wanted him as a servant. And that's why I'm disappointed that we just get Rasputin's name slapped on literally Kotomine Kyrie. Because, like, man... Grigory Rasputin deserves better.
Did somebody get injured? You didn't mention them earlier.
Yes, just one. I didn't mention it because the injury's so minor you two didn't need to know. Alright, Father Kotomine, hurry to the infirmary at once and let's see what you can do. Well, why aren't you moving? I am Lady Olga Marie's butler. I cannot work without her permission. So that's your game, you damn wolf in priest's vestments? Fine, you win. You, Olga Marie, I accept your help on behalf of Chaldea. At this point, I'd make a deal with the devil himself if it would save the man in the infirmary. You mean the Grand Berserker, for all I know? Now please get that wicked priest of yours to work.
I'm not sure what's going on, but you just want me to order him to help? Okay, butler, do whatever you can to help this guy.
As you wish, young miss. I shall draw upon the power of one of the spirits within me. Balu the Moon, the envoy of night who once offered humans chance at immortality.
Not to be confused with Baloo the Bear. Poor Gordolf is the only one who still possesses common sense while Gouda's being stupid. I mean, to be fair, that is like the thematic thrust of who Gouda is as a person, right? Like, Gouda is just... has an unyielding faith in humanity. How many footprints do I have? Okay, I need 9 more, and then I can fully faux pas Oberon. Yes, the commercial. Okay. Hold up a sec. Yes, that is a Josh Strife Hayes video in my recommended, by the way. You should go and watch Josh Strife Hayes. He's an excellent content creator.
そして華麗にあなたも変わる。 Reborn Natural Hair Oil.
Incredible. Was Abed a bad DM? Yes. Case closed. Moving on. Koyanskaya just keeps getting better and better costumes. Gouda dies and meets Tez. Tez, hey, wanna come back to life? Mounier meets Tez. Instant death, except not. Wanna watch the other commercials? Not right now. Those are cute, but, we've got things to do. We've got story to complete. I have done all I can for him. But he was shot through the heart as well as the head. There was only so much that my healing hands could... Yeah. What the heck kind of Rasputin spirit medium treatment was that? It hurt so much I thought I was gonna die. Wait, no, I did die. You know, using sheer pain to prod someone awake isn't the same as resurrection. Mounier, you're alive. You're really alive. Man, I would have so respected it if he had stayed dead. Huh? Whoa, a group hug. Oh wait, Ventox Mash. You're back. But I knew you'd make it. I was never as worried about you as Chubbs was. Yes, we're here. It's so good to see you alive again. Huh? Oh right, you must have heard about what happened here while you were gone. Hey, come on, cheer up. It was my fault. I shouldn't have been so careless. I forgot we were fighting a war on two fronts here. You in the field and us in the command room. Now I know how all your narrow escapes from death feel. Anyway, don't beat yourselves up for this. None of us want that. What do you mean? All of us on the staff have had the same goal since we were still at Finis Chaldea. Make sure the new guy who became a master before learning left from right gets back safely. That's always been what motivated us. When I say gets back, I don't mean to Chaldea Base, I mean to where you originally came from. Well, at first it was just something the doctor always said, but eventually it became everyone's goals. And that goal kept us going, even when the going got tough. Back when the whole world was burning during the incineration of humanity, or when Chaldea Base was all that was left in void space. Some of the staff got so bummed we thought about giving up on everything. But when we saw you and Mash, two newcomers, standing strong in the singularities, we realized we couldn't put it all on you. And then when you guys put an end to the incineration of humanity, we couldn't have been prouder. That was when we decided that our job was always going to be to support you and Mash, come hell or high water. We didn't always get along. Plenty of differences, and our experiences, cultures, priorities for our job, even rivalries between factions within the Mages Association. But these days, we're all so proud of you two that we've ended up becoming great friends. So please, don't feel bad just because one of us got injured. It occurs to me real quick before I keep moving on. I'm gonna bring this back. And then just Control Z. There we go. So now when I go back to the bingo board, yes, now it should look correct. Not that I don't appreciate it. But we really don't want you thinking you weren't strong enough or agonizing how you could have done better. We're all doing the best we can, all the time. Mounier is right. The best thing you can give a recovered patient is a smile. But for now, I think it'd be best if you got more rest. At least until your vitals are back to normal, okay? Nurse! Oh, man, you were watching over me this whole time? Of course, it's my job. I've been splitting my time between you and Nito Chris about 70-30, really. Oh, and I'm the 30, huh? Yeah, that tracks. Ventox Smash, the director wants to see you. Please get to the command room as quickly as you can. Just in terms of the strength of the characters, the cast in this Lostbelt is stacked. Like, our main cast is consisting of Gordolf, Koyanskaya, Rasputin. Alright, I'm here for it.
It's time to decide on our next mission objective. Shortly after we entered the 7th Lostbelt, we were attacked by a mysterious light and forced to make an emergency landing. During that attack, Ventox and Mash fell out of the ship and have been operating on their own. But now they have successfully rejoined our team here at the storm border. Well done, you two. Unfortunately, in the time it took them to arrive, we encountered a mysterious armed militia called the Oselame, apparently led by a man called Iskali. They were also joined by an unidentified arms dealer who is called Tezcatlipoca. Truth be told, we can't determine at this point whether he truly is the god Tezcatlipoca from the Aztec mythology. However, whoever he is, we know he's our enemy and an enemy of proper human history. And in an unfortunate turn of events, the enemy forces have abducted key members of our team. So our next mission's team will consist of Master Ventox, Field Up Mash Kyrie Light, Habitrot, and our newly acquired local allies Tepeu, Yu Olga Marie, Rasputin, and Koyanskaya.
To be fair, this is the last Lostbelt. It ought to be Avengers Endgame level of FGO rosters, and it's living up to the hype so far.
Your mission is to rescue the personnel who were abducted from Chaldea. Now go get Da Vinci, Shion, Kadok, and Nemo. Your destination is the Oselame's capital, Mexico City.
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, I understand the new mission parameters. Will you all be evacuating to Chichen Itza then?
No, we'll stay here and focus on repairing the border. In fact, I just negotiated a guard detail with Wakchan earlier.
Man, Wakchan gets better and better.
You want me to guard the flying boulder? Okay, I'll do it. I mean, I'd rather go along with Olga, if I could. But I'm also kind of pissed that I just stood back and let them kill your friend. So if you just need someone to keep Oselame away, I'm your guy. Go on and rescue your friends. The dinos are great. They're so rational, and best of all, I love how they're all herbivores.
Wakchan not be peak challenge impossible. Honestly, of all of the named dinos that we have gotten so far, each of them has had a fun personality. I really enjoyed Vukub and his neurotic tendencies. I enjoy Wakchan, and then of course, Tepeu is the best character to be introduced in the Lostbelts, flat out.
I'm ashamed I was ever afraid of them just because they look scary. If our technical advisor was here, she would have been jumping for joy to meet them.
I agree. I'm sure Da Vinci would have been very happy to befriend the dinos.
What about Nitocris? Is she still unable to fight? She is. That's why I had to refuse her offer to accompany Ventox. She's only just gotten back on her feet. It's still much too soon to let her fight. But I'm not worried. This time we have Koyanskaya, the Mad Monk Rasputin, and you know who. In terms of sheer servant power, I dare say we're stronger than we've ever been.
You heard His Excellency. Are you prepared to fight?
Oh, I guess you didn't hear, Koyanskaya. I'm on the medical team. I can't help you with combat. But you needn't worry. Someone far, far more dependable than me will be joining you. I will be leaving all matters related to combat in her capable hands, so I may focus on everyone's mental health.
You being here is the biggest detriment to our mental health that one could possibly imagine.
Oh my, how lovely! Of course, I'd sooner die than accept any therapy you have to offer.
I can't speak for how he is as Rasputin, but Father Kotomine was a very well-respected member of the Holy Church. I expect he'll do a great deal to lighten the mood with his witty banter should you find yourselves in a tight spot. He certainly did so for me when we made our way to Chaldea.
I will say, much as I don't love pseudo-servants, and I really wish Grigory Rasputin got his own servant, I do think that of all of the Fate character to historical figure mashups that we could have had, Rasputin and Kyrie fit very, very well. Like, I definitely buy that Kyrie could be a vessel for Rasputin. Like, much more so than, like, Waver to Zhuge Liang, or yeah, Rin to Ishtar, or I don't know Luvia, so I guess I can't really say anything about Luvia to Estrella. Kyrie could be Russia's love machine, absolutely.
Oh yes, one more thing. Do you have any idea where Foe might be? I thought he would be taking up space on the storm border like always, but I haven't sensed him anywhere.
Wasn't he with you, Kyrie Light?
No, we haven't seen any sign of him. I just assumed he was still on the border. I see. That little mongrel wants to stay far away from anything connected to Ort.
Ort count 24.
I thought this would be a good chance to take his resources for myself, but he must have sensed me first and made himself scarce. Well, the next time I find him, I'll have to step on him extra hard as payback for Tunguska. Lucky Foe. Oh, don't you worry. I'm sure Foe is out on the surface having the time of his life chasing after tumbleweeds or something. I'm sure he'll come traipsing back like nothing's ever happened once you've excised the 7th Lostbelt. Wow, genius! I can't believe how well you've mastered all our tools, Tepeu. Okay, please make sure you give Captain that medicine and spell designed to reinforce his spirit origin as soon as you find him. Take care, Tepeu. We're counting on you to help the Captain.
Oh yes, I understand how to handle magecraft now. I'll do my very best to save Captain Nemo.
You don't seem too thrilled about this. Your green waves were clear and pure, but now I see ripples in them. Are you opposed to going to Mexico City? They do say it's the Oseleme's capital.
No, I have no objections to Ventox's plan to rescue his compatriots. It's entirely reasonable. Though I am a bit worried about having to cross the second underworld.
Then what's got you down?
Good question. Marine was right, these other Marines are just like him. It reminds me a lot of Dinos. Even when an individual is lost, the species remains intact. It's the same with the Marines, they haven't been lost, they still continue to exist. And yet, I still mourn his loss. He'll never hit me with his little fists again.
Like, I really, really like this dynamic of characters that, like, are happening separate from us. It's nice world building and it's good character development to really get a sense that there is meaning and importance and connection to be found beyond what we as the main character interact with. It's part of the reason why I really like the events where Chaldea's servants get to like be friends with one another. It's part of why I really, really enjoy like the friendship between Sherazade and Nitocris, for example. Like, these are two characters who are not fundamentally really related to one another, and yet they just have a connection with one another. They just are friends. They are different from one another, but they have common ground, and that is so human, you know? I can think of so many people who I am very, very close friends with who are nothing like me, who, like, we don't share very many similar interests. There's a lot of things that they like that I don't. There's a lot of things that I like that they don't. They could not give a damn about the things I care about, but just being near them makes me happy. And it's nice world building to see that happen. And this dynamic here is not exactly that, but it is really poignant to see the impact that the relationship with Marine had on both you, Olga Marie, and Tepeu. And the two of them kind of working through what that means to them individually, but together. That's nice.
Oh yes, Professor has been sharing her knowledge with me. I also know about your mission. You're going to Mexico City to rescue your compatriots, yes? I may not be much help, but I'd be happy to guide you there. What about you, Olga Marie?
Remember when NA finally managed to get Team Desert Beauty their first win? I was always voting for, I don't remember the name of the team, but the one that had Fran on it.
Now that Ventox and Mash have safely made it to the border, your initial objective has been fulfilled.
Good question. That Gordolf human does get on my nerves for some reason. Please, Madam President, you've got to come with us. I don't know who you're talking about. That team was Moriarty, Saber Fran, and their car. Yeah, okay. You obviously still need my power. Of course I'll help rescue your friends. I'm practically you, Olga Marie of Chaldea now. Now let's get this rescue operation back on track. Next stop, Mexico City in the 5th Stratum. When I'm through with it, those ocelotl bastards will think the capital was hit by the mother of all natural disasters. I really thought the arrow was over. Ma'am? Ma'am? Man, this map is so cool, though. I respect the effort that went into this. She knows about your bingo and she's teasing you. She's gotta do something, man. She keeps showing up. Is that a grail? Huh. How many arrows do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think I can finish this chapter tonight. God damn it. Would have been nice if we were also going around and not just in a straight line. Oh, you mean like going up the curves like a half pipe? You know what? Before we advance, however, I need water. My voice is being tested today, especially with the Dinos, especially with Gordolf, especially with Rasputin. I need water, and I need to give my voice a rest for just a couple of minutes. So we're going to take a little break here, and then we'll come back and finish the chapter. So I'll see you guys in a minute.
The wind's gotten cooler. We must be approaching the second underworld. The storm border is still being repaired, so we can't call the command room. We can manage one-way voice-only transmissions for a few seconds, but that's only for emergencies. I'm recording a video as we go, so I'll be submitting it to them as a record of this mission once we get back. And we aren't able to fully recharge the Ordinax, so we'll have to keep conserving energy. Let's try to avoid danger as much as we can and take the shortest possible route to Mexico City.
We still need to cross the second boundary of the underworld before that. What sort of trial should we expect there, Tepu? When I crossed it, I had to traverse a mountain trail. It was quite tiring, especially as the wind was very strong, but other than that, there was nothing harmful. Right, I suppose I did slip and fall a few times after getting lost in thought. So I hope you'll all do your best to catch the person next to you if they look like they're about to fall. There was also some sharp obsidian lying around. It had been whittled down by the wind, so it will cut you if you fall. The cuts won't be terribly dangerous, but humans like you could lose a great deal of blood if you fall enough.
So it's the classic adventuring platformer pit with spikes at the bottom. Well, I don't have to worry about that. I float everywhere I go. I don't have to worry about wind blowing me away either. I might not look it, but I weigh literal tons. I think you're mistaken. You couldn't possibly weigh actual tons. I'm not mistaken. I know for a fact I weigh over 10,000 tons. Probably even more. The reason I don't have any effect on my surroundings is because I'm constantly manipulating gravity. How else could I make gravity fields? You really weigh that much? At that size? Oh, wow, Olga Marie, that means you're warping time and space just by existing. Did you really have to put it like that, Mash?
Then I believe we should be fine if you block the wind for us, you Olga Marie. On which note, we're here. The second underworld is Tachihuatl, the bone graveyard consisting of a valley of blades and wind, lies just past those trees.
Neat. I appreciate the variety in landscapes that we're seeing in this Lostbelt. Also, I'm very glad people are getting use out of that emote. Tepeu! Tepeu!
Right?
All these rocks are practically weapons themselves. I think they're even sharper than my knife hand strike. The wind is blowing at 10 meters per second, with bursts up to 20. That's going to slow us down, to say nothing of the danger of flying debris. Really? Yikes, that wind would carry me right off if I materialized. You're that light, Happy Cat. Alright, in that case, make sure you stay hidden in your spirit form.
The temperature is more than a little unforgiving. Wind this cold is likely to slow even servants.
Yay, we actually get to see this art in canon.
Oh my, I'm surprised to hear such timidity from a disciple. Perhaps life as a butler has made you weak. Just think of this wind as a gentle mountain breeze, and you should be fine.
Where'd you get that coat? No fair. I want an NFF Services coat too.
I'm so sorry, but this item is one of a kind. Though I do get the impression I once received a fur coat from a certain someone. Oh right, I was so pissed off I threw it in my storehouse, so I don't have it on me at the moment.
If only we had some hot pepper water right now. And something to keep us all tied together.
You can ignore the ping in Discord I'm about to send you. It's about an earlier part of the stream as I'm going through the VOD. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I'll respond once I finish stream and I get to the Discord.
Tepeu, when you say hot pepper, do you mean the spice?
No, here hot pepper is a mixture of honey and herbs. It is sometimes called honey orchid. It causes the body to generate heat, so we use it in cold periods when the sun is at rest.
Honey orchid? Orchard? What was that? Yeah, honey orchid. There we go. I happen to have honey orchid. Who could have guessed? What? Why are you rummaging through your bag? There's no point in looking for stuff you don't have, right? Actually, I think I do have some. Courtesy of one Daebit Sem Void.
Why, those are honey orchids and vine rope. I'm impressed you thought to bring those. Ma, you even have styptic grass for treating cuts. Now then, if you'll excuse me, here, Mash, you have some too.
Oh wow, it does remind me of honey. It's sweet and tasty.
Interesting. This is hardly my field of expertise, but I think this could make for a good secret ingredient for curry.
I do have some interest in Lostbelt medicinal cooking, but I'll pass. I'm good with just my coat.
So like an apple cider kind of drink? It's just wassail. Well, down the hatch. Aww.
Hey Ventox, where's mine?
But I thought you didn't get cold, Madam President.
That's right, I don't get cold, and I'm not feeling the least bit left out either. One of these days I'm going to send you to Siberia. Now stand back and watch in awe while I open up a path.
I mean, we've basically already been there, girl. Siberia ain't nothing new for us. We're halfway to the peak.
Indeed. We're lucky Uoga Marie is blocking the wind for us. This would be even harder otherwise. Perhaps this isn't the best time, but if you don't mind, I have a question. Does proper human history have underworlds like this too?
Yes, it does. I think this one is the equivalent of proper human history's East Tepitel, Miklan's third layer. East Tepitel was said to be a mountain path filled with sharp obsidian that cut the dead as they walked along it. The wind blowing across the mountain was also said to strip the dead of all the ornamentations they possessed in life. It would remove their clothes, their equipment, their possessions, sometimes even their very flesh, eventually leaving them as no more than skeletons.
Skeletons? Then how could anyone possibly keep going to the next layer? These were trials in the underworld. Those taking them would be dead. Being a skeleton would be little inconvenience. It was in fact the soul's willingness to persevere through this suffering that allowed them to be saved. It's not unlike Japanese folklore's version of hell. Right now that I mention it, this scenery looks a lot like the Mountain of Needles. A pit of endless punishment that exists solely to torment sinners. What a horrifying thought. Endless punishment.
Hell. Hell, huh? Who would have thought such a texture would fit so well in my yard? Making an utter mockery of the dead. Devious. Clever. I like it. Imagine punishing the dead instead of saving them. That truly does sound far more hellish than this place.
I don't even have any idea who this could be. Are you sure about that? It's Jigglypuff seen from above. I mean, I wonder about like any of the underworld related people, like Ereshkigal or no, Aresh is really the only one that springs to mind right now. King Hassan, I mean, this is too energetic for King Hassan. Oh, it's just straight up Batman. Cool. That creepy laughter and flapping. Oh boy. Kamazotes, I love you so much. My voice is not ready to do Kamazotes' voice. No, I wasn't expecting Kamazotes because I was expecting this to just be one of the 4 servants that we were supposed to summon already turned into a guardian.
Welcome, apes! Welcome, underworld pilgrims! Let me show you the way. Let me show you what you've got. Let there be a new mark of agony made in this ever-unchanging Miklan. But now is the time to tremble in fright. Tremble at Kamazotes! Tremble at the Lord of the House of Fear, the King of the Underworld, and the wings that strip the flesh from the living.
My best boy, Kamazotes.
You got a different energy than last time, don't you? I see you lost one ape and gained another. What a shame. I never got a chance to try that child's blood. Pity he's dead now. Yes, what a pity. How dreadfully sad. To think he would give up the honor of sacrificing his blood to me, Kamazotes, after I had my eye on him. Servant blood still tastes terrible, of course, but still, it's the principle of the thing. What a waste. Try not to meet a similarly luckless end. We almost never get visitors here. And I like proper human history. Your ape blood tastes a lot better than Dinos blood.
Koyan does not like him.
Koyanskaya? I've never seen such hostility from her before.
Cheers, Luigi, thank you. That's Kamazotes, the Mayan god of death.
No need to explain. I know the name Kamazotes. He is an evil Mayan god in proper human history. That's the enemy Mash described in her report. The one using Lord Ventox's command spells for himself, right? I'll have to put a speedy end to him then. I can already tell talking to this one will get me nothing but a headache.
Oh, that weapon! That smell! I remember your face now. You're the woman who snuck into my Mictlan and took the cryptor to an outside world. And that's not all, you're also the devilish rabbit who sold weapons to the Oselame. You and Tezcatlipoca must have been real close, as much as that weird god loves modern weapons. It's like La Malinche all over again. La Malinche?
I'm not familiar with that word, La Malinche.
You're the latest evil woman to poison the Aztecs and help bring about a new country in Mexico.
What?
Oh my, is that true?
Of all the ways to find out how the Oselame got their weapons.
I mean, that should have been obvious in retrospect. Honestly, that's on me for not picking that up.
Ouch! I've been slapped, even though I have a strict hands-off policy. It seems the bunny's out of the bag. You're right, I did provide the Oselame with firearms. Wherever humanity and all its foolishness goes, you can rest easy knowing NFF services will be right there with them. However, those weapons were loaned out for a trial period to last 1 month and not a day longer. But then that accursed Blondie said he'd figured out what he needed to know and that he'd make the rest himself. He stole my property, reverse engineered it, and now he's making it for himself. I've never been so absolutely livid with a fellow competitor in my entire life. A Nahua woman from the Mexican Gulf Coast became known for contributing to the Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire by acting as an interpreter, advisor, and intermediary for the Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortez. Huh. So how does Kamazotes know about that, then? So is Kamazotes a servant? He must be, right? Because just the concept of a god even doesn't exist until the cryptor gets here. So he's from outside the Lostbelt, at least. Not a summonable one, though. Yeah, which is dumb.
You underestimated Tezcatlipoca. There's nothing he can't do. You proper human history humans should have known better than to pigeonhole him as just a god of war. But I'm stronger than him here in Mictlan. Without his precious son, Tezcatlipoca's just another pompous idiot. But I digress. Now is the time to taste death and slaughter. Call your heroic spirits, priest of Chaldea. I want to see your technique. I want to know how it's done. Once I've finished, I'll drink every last drop of your blood and take over proper human history myself. That's it. Now this is divine providence. This is truly a new lease on life. I'll use the blood of you Chaldean criminals to bring my Mictlan back to life. Now let's see those delicious looking heads.
Cheers, Aaron. The thing is, like, man, he's just fun. Like, his design has so much charisma to it. I look at this design and I feel it, you know? I feel the voice. I can understand the type of energy that this character should have. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? Okay, so I can take a support servant. Why on earth would you ever take a support Habitrot? Whoops, not what I meant to click. There's a level 100 Phantom, I'll take it. The newest addition to my friend list's level 100 Phantom Club. Basically Junko energy, I mean, yeah. And I have a type, okay? I have a type. I enjoy characters who are unhinged. I enjoy characters who are absolutely cracked. Because they're just entertaining, they're fun, they have lift. It's so much more exciting to watch Junko than it is to watch Kirigiri, okay? It's so much more exciting to watch Kamazotes than it is to watch MASH. I get that there's, you know, a reason that you have the understated, quiet, and generally level-headed character as your mainstay and not the completely wackadoodle ones, but even so. Okay, do I have to set MASH as a starting member? I don't remember. It doesn't say anywhere. Oh well, I'll find out if I find out. I love this Batman, especially for who his VA is. Yeah, I don't know who the VA is. I just, ugh, man, I can't believe that they put this much effort into a design and didn't make him summonable. Let's grab Rasputin. Why not? Pardon me. Yeah, I can't flip these guys, though, unfortunately. I mean, that's what happened with Aresh, though. They rectified that a year later. But, like, with Aresh, surely that was already planned as a summonable servant at that time, right? And they just were saving her for her own event, right? But, like, really? Aresh was not originally well, I guess that makes sense because the game was like ready to go towards the end, right? Surprised you're running Final Ascension versus Second? I've got him on Random Ascension, so it's a random option every time I start a new fight. But I am going to put him up in the front. You know what? Actually, looking at this class list, never mind. Oberon is staying in the front. We are up against Archer, Lancer, Saber, and Assassin, so Oberon gets to stay right up at the front of the party. Okay, so everyone's got guts, but they're all very weak, so this should be sufficient. Aresh was just a breakout servant like Jalter. Well, but like, Aresh showed up partway through the last Singularity, and the game was originally planned to end after Solomon, so like, I guess that kind of makes sense, right? That like, you would have characters who are introduced who are not summonable. Whereas, for someone like Kamazo's, like, clearly this story is not reaching a conclusion anytime within the next millennium. And so any character that they put that much effort in designing, I would expect them to market and sell. I mean, I hope it doesn't end anytime soon. I am of two minds on it. Like, obviously, first of all, from purely practical perspective, I am a Fate Grand Order streamer. My stream is never more successful than when I am streaming FGO. So it would be bad for me if FGO ended. And I would not be playing FGO if I was not enjoying it and if I did not love it. So I don't want it to end for that reason. But I think that there is value in a story reaching a conclusion. And I think that I would rather be left wanting more of something and it going out on a high note rather than watching it slowly dwindle and waste away until I just wish someone had put it down years ago. And that is kind of the inevitable fate of almost any live service product, and especially something like a gacha game. It would be bad because FGO is your cash cow for all that sweet, sweet Twitch income, exactly. All the millions of dollars that I am getting from running ads for 3 minutes every couple of hours, once, or like, what, 3 times a week on an optimal week. Yeah, Twitch definitely ain't my primary source of income, we can put it that way. Counterexample, Love Live something Idol Festival 2, I think is what that stands for. I mean, if you're gonna do a sequel, That's fine. And that is one other argument in favor of FGO ending its service. It would suck for a lot of reasons, but if they followed it up by saying, hey, we're making a new game that is going to have more up-to-date mechanics, a more robust system, and more flexibility, then like, hey, that could be cool. That'd be something to be excited for. I don't know why I did that. I should have done that in reverse order. According to them, Part 2 is ending this year on JP. Part 2 may be ending, but I don't think that, I don't think FGO is ending. The only issue they have is if JP ends at any point, so does NA 2 years earlier. I mean, that is something that's a bridge that's gonna have to get crossed at some point. They have options, but like, that's a can that you can only kick so far down the road. No, they announced end of service before the game even released. Oh, it was around for 3 months? That's sad. That's real sad. Oi, oi, oi. No. Okay, that's fine. You can do that. Absorb target's HP when attacking. No, that's fine. You don't gotta do that. Thank you. We're gonna save the support Phantom's Noble Phantasm. We're bringing in Rasputin. We're gonna do Malicious Feast. And we're gonna do... Well, the taunt doesn't really help me. Yeah, so we're just gonna go with this. And there's no way he does nearly 220-something thousand. So we're gonna do that. At long last, a true boss fight. FGO Part 3, Where in the World is David Blue Book, featuring Carmen Sandiego. He is dust in the wind at this point. That was actually like the opening cutscene of this chapter, of this Lostbelt. Oh, I could have totally done the Brave Chain. Oh, no. Okay. Here's what we do. Here's what we do. We wait one more turn to use that, actually. Oh, really? Lol, I wish I saw him bite the dust. I mean, he actually died like several Lostbelts ago when he got shot. But we just find his corpse and then it just wastes away to dust when you get here. Okay, so now I try healing the Phantom and see if that... Oh, wait, no. I held that back because I was planning on saving it for the innocent monster. Oh well. Well, yeah, Phantom's definitely not going to land the kill here. So what I'll do is this. And then I've got not support Phantom. I've got my Phantom and Castoria waiting in the back. FGO should end with a happy summer event. That would be nice. Back deity. Wow, I didn't expect people to survive that. Okay, interesting. Well, it doesn't really super duper matter, unfortunately. We'll go for this. Decent damage. Okay, so Castoria comes in? No, Phantom comes in. Ah, dang it, that's bad. Wait, maybe Oberon will die. If Oberon dies, then we're in good No, I don't have the charm. Oh, no. Do I have anything that gets me crit stars? No. Well, bricking Oberon just to make sure. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's the right play. And then I do this and we just go for what damage we can. So long as Phantom doesn't die here. You know, if I had done the attack up... Oh, no, I was dumb. I think if I had done the attack up on my Mystic Code, I could have actually won that. Darn. Okay, so those first few waves don't matter at all. However, now that I know what the mechanics are, this should be a breeze. Wow, dang, that first arrow takes a long time to read through, huh? Luigi, I need your Phantom to suppress his presence concealment for a little while. Just a little while. Alright, Oberon does not need a K-scope to start. Necromancy, go. Any particular CE on Support Phantom? Not for this Lost Belt. Honestly, the Kirstaria CE, so that when I finish streaming, I can get back to FP farming, that's fine by me. I'm gonna leave for a minute. I actually ended up taking your Phantom for this run, I believe. Still can't believe you've been suboptimally farming FP until I told you today. I mean, I have never once claimed to be the brightest FGO player. Okay, and now, 1 hour later, Fate decides to tell me that Karen is summonable. Another servant I do not care about. Thank you. I'll do like so. Yeah, I'm really just gonna have to blitz the damage on that last wave. These guys don't really hurt that much. What, you don't want the weirdo devil lady? That was probably the worst Valentine's Day event. I think my favorite Valentine's Day event was probably... yeah, I would say Semiramis's. More importantly, Miyu banner. Is Miyu on a banner right now? Huh. I thought she was, like, practically gone forever. Semi is where I broke free-to-play. I broke free-to-play for Quetzalcoatl. I am keeping a little quiet right now just because Batman killed my voice. Cheers, Carm. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the next wave with all my NPs ready to go at least. And a bunch of crit stars to boot. Darn. I am going to just immediately bring Rasputin out. I just want to DPS race this guy, I think.
地獄をここに奏でよう。三頭の悪魔、三頭の死を来たれ。溢れこぼれ、氾濫し、血を濡らせ。ザジガーニへアンリマユ。失礼。
Okay, that's fine. No! Alright, you know what? Fine. Yeah, Kamazotes does like to give himself a lot of battery, doesn't he? Well, that doesn't do what I wanted it to do at all. I was really hoping to see more Tier A cards. I think I'll just go ahead and charm right now, actually. And just buy ourselves a little extra time. On the topic of the Valentine's Day events, this ghost just looks like it's made out of chocolate. Yeah, it's a shame Rasputin doesn't hit much harder than he does, though granted he is AoE. Ah, so close. Well, I still have a Brave Chain with him, and then I can NP next turn. Nice crits. Okay, well, maybe I can't NP with him next turn. Alright, that's fine. I think I will just Arts Chain. Thinking about the Aresh Batman comparison, and it doesn't even look similar. Aresh was just one of the 4 goddesses. Underworld stuff was important to killing Tiamat, but otherwise her role in the story was nothing special. Yeah, that is more in line with what I recall, but like, again, it has been years since that particular story beat. How shall I do this? I'm gonna do this because I don't think this will be enough to kill. And then Castoria comes out with Phantom. I don't need to get hit. Both Phantom and Oberon have poison on them. And then Phantom comes out with a fully charged Noble Phantasm ready to go. Plus, even if he didn't, I would have had all of these batteries on hand. You were right about there being no Phantom card. I just happened to have his NP ready to go. Bond for Rasputin. Alright, now I need everyone to pray for my voice. I love Kamazotes, but I need him to, like, exit stage left immediately. Or the arrow is finished. Cheers, Carm. That one arrow took like 45 minutes. That was one arrow, yep.
The summoning stuff is more difficult than I thought. I was sure I could put more of myself into it. Huh? Ah, she's here. Well, looks like that's the end of your royal audience. I'll leave you in the capable hands of the Guardian of the Underworld. In fact, even I have no choice there. This Hellbird is too hot even for me to handle. She's the Empress of Flame. She cleaves souls like butter. Come, Benienma. Come give these interlopers a new trial.
Is this the second altar servant? Benienma altar? Interesting. Chirp, chirp.
Master Tepe over here. The landscape. No, the land itself is being pushed aside.
The mountains are moving, but how? Or why?
Look, there's something up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a bird. Who is that? Something about them is giving me chills. Is this a new costume for Benienma too? Either I've never seen her Ascension arts, or this is a new costume and I like it a lot more than what I've seen before. Behold, long Benny. We never got this? Oh, that's a shame. Like, this is way better design. Oh, man. I like this a lot. I am an agent of the 10 kings of the 8 hot hells. I am Benienma, the vermilion bird. Your excuses are worth nothing to me. All I want is your tongues. Your first sin was coming to my hell to begin with. Your second was defying my winged god. And you seem to have committed many other sins as well. Do not expect a punishment which ends with a tour of only 8 hells. Did you say Benienma? As in Benienma the tongue-cut sparrow, proprietress of the Enmete. You've read my story. Never mind, it doesn't matter. A judge cannot allow her personal feelings to influence her work. I suppose I can at least serve you breakfast once a day, though. I am told that you Chaldeans are destroyers of lost worlds. I can only imagine the trail of bodies you left in your wake. For that alone, I will not say you are evil, but it is your own heart that makes your sins weigh so heavily on you. My sword is only as sharp as your conscience dictates. The better person you are, the easier you will fall. The more evil, the more painful your death. The living and dead are equal in my eyes. My verdicts can kill those who are already dead. Now, let us have a good, clean trial.
All right. I like it. That arrow took me like 5 seconds to finish. She's the only one without a Lostbelt 7 costume. That is a shame. Oh, hi, Koyan. I can double Koyan? Ho ho ho! Oh, and I can move these people out of the way. Okay. All right, we're cooking. Guys, who's a fun servant to use double Koyan with? The answer has to be Phantom of the Opera, actually, because this is probably a boss fight. A quadruple Koyan, triple light, and a dark? I don't think triple light is achievable, unfortunately. Cool though that would have been. I am gonna double Koyan at least once just for the meme, though. And it's not making me take MASH. You know what? Let's grab Rasputin again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hey, second Ascension Rasputin. Let's go. Now, is this still Saber Benienma? Yes, it is. Okay. Surely this can't go wrong. Yo, that sprite is so good. Man, they are missing with Lostbelt 7 as far as the gameplay integration of it goes. Dude. No Kamazotes, no Alter Benienma costume. This is the best she has ever looked. They made us a sprite but still didn't give the costume. Baffling. This is what I'm talking about when I say Fate Grand Order's actual business decisions are mind-boggling. They could sell this for $20 and people would buy it. They could just straight up put a costume shop in the game with a price tag attached and people would buy this. If they really wanted to be egregious, they could make it a gacha. They could make some sort of like limited resource that you can buy extra of in the shop and have it be a gacha. Not that I want them to do that, but like, if I am in the business of making money, which most gacha developers are, this seems like a no-brainer to me. We have already done the work. The assets are already in the game. 5 stacks of buff immunity. Wow, that's interesting. Do I have anyone with me currently who gives buffs on NP? No, but I do have you, Olga Marie. Well, let's just see what happens. Let's just go for it for right now. Medium chance to inflict. Oh, good. Oh, goody. Joy of joys. Okay. This double Koyanskaya thing ain't gonna work. I'm gonna need to put Oberon up in the front here. 10,000%. Phantom's death resist is garbage, by the way. Phantom is practically guaranteed to die, I swear. Well, there she goes. Yep. First try. And that's the run. We're gonna be here for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be tasting the blade of Benienma Alter for quite a while. Alright, so Oberon to the front. Looks at Scotty NP, doesn't matter because you have 5 stacks of buff block. Just NP multiple times, that is what the Oberon is for. We are about to go so hard into stall mode. God, she looks so good. This is criminal. I should have switched the other Koyanskaya. Phantom is technically useful here because his charm isn't a buff. It's not technically useful, it's just overtly useful. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, well, that's fine. And this is the fight that I would use King Hassan, if I had one. Ah, never forget getting a spook from Mordred on the King Hassan banner. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just restarting. I didn't even realize this is not a 10-10-10 Koyanskaya. That's mean. This stream is definitely going to be over 3 hours. Yeah. Yeah. I can't say, in all honesty, that I know I'm going to finish this chapter tonight. I thought I was going to. However, I might have slightly, somewhat overestimated my capabilities here. I believe in you, Vent. You got this. Thanks, Mal. LB7 is the start of 888 supports, by the way. Hope you enjoy it. That's terrible. That's awful. Okay. Charm. So the goal is we're just gonna have her stun locked for the first 3 turns of the fight. Do as much damage as we can in that time. Just changed CE on my Phantom just to show off. I can't stay up to watch the rest, but good luck. Thank you, Vacuum, and thank you for being here. And thank you also for your CE on your Phantom. I have definitely made use of yours over the last, 48 hours. Should I stun her this turn, or should I just go for it? Let's still go ahead and stun her, I think. And Oberon is very nearly clear of his buff immunity. I need to review what my CCs are on Koyan. Okay, yeah, mostly crit. Anti-mail, okay. Never bothered to pick up the Kirstaria one, though. You can still get it, I think. Yeah, I am positive you can still get it, actually. So, if you have the free prisms for it. Nice NP gain, damn. Ah, boo. Boo, I thought that was gonna be a real boss fight. If I hadn't already checked out the fake out boss fight, that one right there, that would have been it. Like, I was convinced that was a real boss fight. Did she just cut through them like paper? Eee! Goodbye. Director Olga Marie? Yeah. She'll have to do better than that. It'll take more than stopping my brainwaves to kill me. I managed to reboot myself, but just so you're aware, I don't think I'll be able to do that again. Yo, like, straight up, this solves the problem. Everyone retreat except for you, Olga Marie. Benienma, you have the you have the power to save all of humanity. I understand your sins now. I sentence you to 100 quintillion years. Wail and rejoice. Chirp. Check out me and Abby's CEs. Oh, I will be able to do that after this scene, maybe. Benienma just flew away. Does this mean the battle is over? It can't be. Benny, my darling Benny. How could they make you grow up like that? I'm going back to Tunguska. Look, I love you, Koyenskaya, but this is such an improvement. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Y'all wanted me to check out CEs first, though. Only if you assume that Olga is the problem and not just some clown alien. Olga is the problem. Crystal... No, Sweet Crystal, I think is the name of this CE. Yeah, Sweet Crystal. And then this was from the Karo no Kyokai event, wasn't it? Mature Gentleman, Death Resist. Karo no Kyokai was one of the first events that I got to like really have a lot of fun with. I'm really curious what this box I'm gonna get at the end of the section is. God. This is making me actually consider putting an emulator on so that I don't have to deal with the capture card. Thank goodness we're all still alive. That servant seems to have taken off toward the peak. Was she from Chaldea as well?
Yes, I think she must have been one of the 4 who was summoned on the border like King Protea.
Should I bring up the old Phantom album of Karo no Kyokai? I think that there were a couple of them that I put up during that event.
Let's just forget about her. I doubt she'll come after us again. We just need to cross the mountains there to get through the underworld, right? No reason it's got to be the tallest of them. Right, Tepeu?
Indeed, we merely have to make it to the other side. Once we reach the ridge, it's quite literally all downhill from there. True. At least this time, young Miss is entirely correct for some reason.
What do you mean for some reason?
Benienma. I don't know where she comes from, but her spirit origin was at the scale of a divine spirit. And then there was her fearsome swordplay. The very fact that she thought to use the mountains themselves as blades makes clear you have no chance of defeating her, young miss. At least as you are now.
Oh, come on. Who uses mountains as swords? They're heavy, they hurt, and most of all, they're scary.
We are on an urgent mission. If you desire revenge upon her, you should do so after we have saved Ventox's compatriots in Mexico City.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Unlike Protea, she didn't seem to be in any pain. What about me? Who's going to heal my heart after seeing my poor Benny like that broke it? Oh, Benny. Benny! How could you grow up into such a hale and hearty delinquent with no trust in society?
Yep, Koyanskaya is lost.
It seems we needn't bother putting it to a vote then. Tepeu, would you kindly lead on? Of course. East Tachihuatl is much harsher than I remember, but the path through it remains the same. This way, please. It may be dangerous since we need to cross a few animal nests along the way. But with your skills, I'm sure we'll make it through this underworld in no time.
Alright, easy fight, let's go. Yep. Going down memory lane here. The start of the Karo no Kyokai event. Yep, my level 1 Shiki. Man, I really do miss those early days of Fate Grand Order. Oh, whoops. We'll use Yuo. That sounds fine. Is there anyone I really particularly want to bond with other than Oberon right now? Nah, not super, so I'll just bring Dark Koyan. Karo no Kyokai is what led to me hating Babbage, that is correct. Let's grab Rasputin. A mere level 90 Phantom, yeah. Like, man, back then it was exciting for me to full clear an event. Like, and using X, having a level 50 Mysterious Heroine X, yeah. And like, I finished events that way. Like, there was still room to go, but it was still very exciting. I would like it if the quality of the writing was as it is now, but only as long as the last few singularities. Yes, I agree. I fully agree. Oh, look at this. The thing is, I think that it is difficult to achieve a certain quality of writing while still keeping it so brief. Not to say it can't be done, but What's the famous phrase? If I had had more time, I would have written a shorter letter.
この
And especially with what Fate Grand Order tries to do with its stories and the way it wants you to connect with its characters, you can't really write good characters quickly. We did have 1 6 enemy wave earlier. Yeah, I'll just go for it.
お前たちはいいとも異論はない
And gameplay is fun and gimmicky as Agartha. Look, people
人間の機能
like to just paint Agartha with a very broad brush and say Agartha was bad. There were aspects of Agartha that were bad. There were aspects of Agartha that were dreadful, in fact. The story was not good. The way it treated a lot of its characters was not good. But the gameplay? Wow, really? Okay, I was saving his taunt and his guts for one more turn, but sure. But yeah, the gameplay of Agartha was lit. I thought Agartha's gameplay was some of the most fun that we had had up until that point. And I really liked the way it integrated the story and the gameplay. Did they ever really do anything with that leader designation for the first party slot back in the day? No. I thought that they would. I thought that was going to be important, and that was why I, like, initially when I literally very first started the game, I said, Phantom is my leader. Forever and for always, Phantom is the leader. Because I looked at the party setup screen, and I saw that leader slot, and I was like, oh, that's going to be important. And then, nope. So now it's just kind of a tradition for me and me alone. This should be a breeze. I should have no problems with this. But also, if I fail, this wasn't a boss fight, so who cares?
あの辺りねキラッキラです
The pre-release campaign for Lostbelt 7 Part 2 starts tomorrow, and its banner lasts till the 13th, so I think you have till then. Oh, really? The 13th? Okay, cool. Okay, so then I'll have to finish Lostbelt 7 Part 1 on or by Thursday the 9th.
私への信頼と尊敬は今後の
Which, actually,
行動を
that's
示しなさい
fine, because I don't have work on Friday the 10th. So if I have to stay up late that Thursday night, I can do that. Leader is the first to die to Chengong, that's true. 1 day later. Mountains climbed? 6. So far, so good. No problems to speak of. I've won. How about the infinite mountain loop? I knew it. Well, that explains why I've been sweating so much.
So you've actually been worried? You seemed so calm while you were guiding us, I had no idea. I appreciate your intentions, Tepe, but at times like this, we need you to come up with a plan as soon as possible. I guess Dinos and human internal clocks are more different than we realized. Oh well. The fact is, we've been climbing the same mountain over and over for a while now. Let me expand my sensor radius. Yeah, I knew it. This entire underworld is closed off. There's no way out. No way out? But the underworlds are supposed to let dead people through if they pass their trials. Doesn't having no way out violate the rules?
Damn, that's it. Now I understand. Benienma is the new guardian of the underworld. Consequently, this underworld's rules change to suit its guardian. This second underworld is no longer a valley of blades and wind. It's become a hell from Japanese folklore. Which means the new trial is to serve out our sentence.
Pretty sharp, Vent. I think you're right. Also, didn't that servant say something about 100 quintillion years before she left? Butler, remind me how many digits there are in 100 quintillion?
Of course, young miss. Quintillion is the next order of magnitude after quadrillion, or 10 to the 20th power in notational format.
Are you kidding me? Even I'll be long dead by then.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I wanted to finish this chapter tonight, but I do have work in the morning, and I am coming on like a full 8 hours of streaming that I have done for today. So I think that I'm gonna have to go ahead and call it a night here. And we'll pick back up on Tuesday. This has been a lot of fun. I mean, let's be honest. When was the last time that I sat down for a Fate Grand Order stream and said, I want to do 8 hours of this? It's been a long time. Lostbelt 7 has really struck something that Fate Grand Order has not struck in a long time for me. And that makes me very giddy. Like, I'm really, really happy that this level of enthusiasm and interest is being stoked. So, thank you all for being here. I will be seeing you all on Tuesday. I have drank so much water today that I've got hiccups. I will be seeing you all on Tuesday for the end of Section 8, hopefully through Section 9. And then, in theory, Thursday we'll do Section 10 and any more fragments along the way. And we'll be caught up, and then I can plan for who I want to roll for and how much I want to commit to whom and who I want to grail. I do like Tlaloc. She seems cool. If she is summonable, which I expect she will be, I'll probably... Okay, I can't say I'm going to roll for her because I don't know who else is there, but like, I would be interested in rolling for her. I'll say that. Glad to hear FGO is making you happy again. It definitely is. It definitely is. And the fun part of streaming has always been sharing the enthusiasm and fun with you guys. So I'll see you on Tuesday. In the meantime, be kind to one another, be kind to yourselves, be safe, and as always, peace out. Good night, everybody.